Well, another week's kicking off. Mondays with Mark Allen. I'm Mark Allen. It is Monday. Some great racing happened last weekend. It was all age group stuff. Ironman 70.3 in Florida. Amazing race there. Danielle Sullivan, one of our Mark Allen coaching athletes, won her age group 45-49 by over 17 minutes. Huge shout out to Danielle. She said it was her best 70.3 performance since she was in her 30s. So you gotta love that. And next weekend, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Ironman Tulsa. The two new generation titans in the U.S. field, Rudy Von Berg and Sam Long, are going to go head to head, along with a bunch of other athletes who are vying for the crown there at Ironman Tulsa. Super exciting. I can't wait for that to happen. But what I want to talk about today are the devices, the things that measure everything that we do, right? I mean, it's become such a craze, actually an essential part of training and of racing and of figuring out how to, fine tune your performance day in and day out, and then on race day. But has it gotten to the point where it's obsessive? I had to ask myself that question. You see, this thing that I have on my watch, it's on my wrist, on my watch. It's a watch on my wrist. This is my Apple Watch. I got it, a while ago. And I have used it to kind of just track some of the stuff that I do. And if for those of you who have an Apple Watch, you know that it's got these fitness rings that you're trying to close each day. And one of them is how many times throughout the day you just get up and stand up for a minute every hour. If you sit all day long, even though you work out, you're still at high risk of cardiovascular disease, heart attack, that kind of thing. You don't want that. You got to get up and move even a little bit each hour. It's got another ring that's just how many calories you're burning by actually moving throughout the day. It's got a third ring that is like your fitness ring. How many minutes a day are you working out? And so I set them, and each day I try to close those rings, and it's kind of fun. It's like a game that I'm playing with myself and my watch here. Well, a couple days ago, I went on a trip. I was driving to the airport. I pulled up my wrist to see what time it was. There was no Apple Watch on my wrist, and I am on my way to the airport. And I panicked. I thought, oh my God, for the next 4 days, I am not going to be able to track anything, and nobody will know if I've closed my rings. Well, nobody knows if I close my rings anyway. So I was asking myself, have I become obsessed with measuring things about my body? Is it healthy? Salut mes amis. Je m'appelle Jean-Pierre Le Singe. It is Monday, and someone tells me that you Americans have become obsessed with numbers for measuring everything that you do. Your heart rate, your perspiration rate, your sleep rate, your HRV, I do not even know what this means, but your watts, your cadence, your stroke rate. You are obsessed. You have numbers. You do not even know if you are happy unless it says 97 out of 100 or whatever it is. I don't know. But en France, we measure everything by the experience, and we know it works, right? We do everything wrong. We eat white bread with gluten. We eat croissant chaque jour with all the butter, like a stick of butter in every bite. We drink red wine. We eat late. We go to bed late. But we live to be long, and we are sin because we do not overeat. We do not have double whammy Whopper things like you do. We do not eat Doritos. You know what I'm saying? De toute façon, the experience. It is important to do these things in a way that is life unfolding. Yes, take the time, ladies and gentlemen. Smell les fleurs, smell the roses. Take the time to sit in the forest with one that you love and just enjoy the sunlight together on a blanket, eating cheese and bread and grapes and whatever else you like, olives, I don't care. Have your life unfold like a nice bottle of red wine. And when you do this, you will understand that the numbers, they do not mean anything. Because we have a saying in France, when you make love, take time. Because when we heard about the American version called, what is it, a quickie, we did not even know how to translate this. Quickie. I don't know about that guy, but if I look at this, and I was asking myself this as I go back to what I was talking about, where I was driving to the airport and realized all of a sudden I didn't have that little device that was going to measure what I was doing each and every day, I realized it's actually been kind of a good thing. You see, I set the daily goals to be something that are just a little bit of a stretch for me, right? I mean, I could set them low and it'd be very easy to close those 3 rings that these Apple Watches have. But I set it so that there's just that little bit of test each day. But the test is just enough so that even though I close it, I know that the next day I can get up and I can do the same thing again, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And so it has created this absolute consistency for me in my exercise, in my movement, in the way that I handle my health. And that is a good thing. The devices we use, if they keep us somewhat accountable and help us to just get that little bit extra each day, but don't become an obsessive thing that push us to the point where all of a sudden we wake up and we can't do what we're supposed to do, and then we absolutely freak out. That's like taking things too far, right? I mean, no matter what you do, a little bit of something, it can be really good and healthy for you. Too much of it can be, obviously, turn you in the other direction. So my suggestion, and again, this is Monday, so it's a new week, so take this week, set your goals of your things that you are going to measure, and use them in a way that helps you to be sort of accountable, something that at the end of the day when you look at these numbers,
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, that was Siri. At the end of the day, when you see the numbers that you have and hopefully you hit your goals, it's like this pat on the back, like, right on, you did a good job. But at the same time, if you don't make them, you're not going to crawl in a hole and feel bad about your life. And if you hit them, it's not going to burn you out to the point where the next day you're going to wake up feeling like a truck ran over you. Use your numbers, use your devices for accountability for the positive things, and let the rest of it go. Take that time to just smell the roses. Mondays with Mark Allen. Have a great week, everybody. Just kidding. There's actually something really cool to talk about that I got to mention. Last weekend at the World Triathlon Championship Series race in Yokohama, the U.S. qualified 2 triathletes to be on their U.S. team for the Olympics in Tokyo. Morgan Pearson for the men got 3rd place, got a bronze, automatically qualified him, became the first man to make the team this year. And then for the women, Taylor Knibb won the race, winning the gold, qualified. She'll be joining Summer Rappaport. 2 women we have now qualified for the Olympics. Pretty cool. Huge shout out to Taylor and to Morgan for making the team, along with Summer, who's already qualified. And let's hope the games take place. Everything's going forward like it's going to be there, so stay tuned. And that's it for this week. We'll see you next Monday. Mondays with Mark Allen. Have a great one.